welcome to IDETCon talk show presented by Clickaway Creators. Today we have Mr. Jonathan Muyumb Ditend with us. He is the co-founder at The Box. Jonathan has been developing niche expertise in assisting international companies penetrating the Democratic Republic of Congo. While facing all challenges of the local business environment, he has proven to be effective in creating a reliable liaison between investors, entrepreneurs, and local market key actors. He is also director of the holding Chavez, whose vision is to develop key sectors in DRC, such as mining, where he has been assisting multimillionaire projects for the past years. Thank you so much for being on the show, Jonathan. We are glad to have you with us today.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure is all ours. To start with, Jonathan, we would like to know about your personal and professional journey and how you ended up being an entrepreneur.
Well, thank you very much. So I am 32 years old. I'm Congolese. I'm a young Congolese. I'm a young entrepreneur. And basically, I started my studies in the UK, in London. I finished my master's degree in international communication and diplomacy. And I wanted first to make a change. That's basically how everything started. Is that I wanted to make a change. So that's why I chose first, international relations and all of that, because I wanted to make a change for the country where I'm from DR Congo, the Democratic Republic of Congo. So I wanted to make a change. So then I decided to move back to DRC. First I would say in my sector. Which is the diplomacy and international relations. But then I found out that unfortunately there wasn't much space for guys with my education. And since I wanted to raise a family and everything, I should have found something different. So that's how I met my partner, Mr. Serge Nawej, who is the one who is at the head of legal and the managing partner of the law firm ProximA Law. And I started there as a business consultant. Business consultant in terms of communication, business communication. I was handling all the English writings, English drafts. I was advising also on any kind of facilitation that we would use for companies. I think something that you need to know is that ProximA Law is specialized in project finance. Project finance, so that means that all development projects and business projects were involved in terms of legal representation and legal advice as well. So I started there as a business consultant, and then we decided to evolve. As the DRC is a land of opportunities, because there's so much to do, so much to do, you can even imagine. So then we decided to create another company, which is called Proxima Advisory, and that's how I became the managing partner of Proxima Advisory. So I started to advise investors, to be the facilitator between state institutions, state administrations, and investors. Because what we need to do and to know exactly is that you need to know the local environment. That's a prerequisite. If you don't know the local environment in DRC, you might waste time, you might lose money. So that's why our role is essential and critical to investors, actually, because we know the legal aspects of any kind of sectors, of business sectors, but we know also now we've built relationships. We've built relationships with state institutions, with members of government, members of parliaments, officials, you name it. We are really integrated in the environment, in the business environment. So that's why now I can say that we are very useful to investors, to foreign investors. Just to give you a brief idea of what I'm doing, I'm involved in a multi-million-dollar mining project. which is why I'm here right now. I'm in Katanga, but also I'm involved in solar project. We are assisting a solar project of 500 megawatts in the Congo as well, which will be helping the southeastern area of the country, but also that will boost the industry. That will boost the industry, because for industry you need energy, you need power. And as you know, in DRC we have a huge deficit in terms of power, in terms of energy. So a solar project will boost the area, but will boost the industry, either mining, agriculture, it can be transportation, and all related activities. All the related activities to the industry. I'm assisting an agricultural project as well, multi-million agricultural projects. I'm assisting in structuring the deal, structuring the company, recruiting, facilitating, and also do all the projections that you may need for the business building. So I would say that's my job. That's my day-to-day job. But apart from that, I am an entrepreneur. I have created a company with three friends, actually, three friends. So we are four of us. The company is called The Box DRC. We specialize ourselves in transforming, recycling all maritime containers, shipping containers. We are using them and we transform them into offices, into houses, into cold storage rooms, into whatever you need. We can be useful for any kind of sector in the country. I would cite, for example, a telecom company who might need to have all these agencies in the city, but also in maybe further areas, and so they would need some kind of agencies, very easy to move. So that's why we are very useful for them. But we are useful also for banks. We are providing containers also for them, and we are creating agencies, banking agencies for them as well. So that's something we are proud of, because we are a solution, an alternative to the real estate sector in the country, but also in terms of speed, in terms of costs. We are much cheaper than I would say a traditional construction type, and we are much faster, of course, because we have already the shape of the construction. All those. That's why we called ourselves The Box. Actually, is because the shipping containers, they have a shape of boxes that you can actually put together and create whatever you want. We have created for the National University of Kinshasa. We've created for the health department. The health department. We have created the offices for them. We created the meeting rooms for them, and so on and so forth. And for the mining industry, the mining camps, very useful. You can place the containers there anywhere you want. That's the advantage, I would say. That's the real advantage of what we are doing, is that you can move them whenever you want, wherever you want, and it's easy. It's just easy. So that's one of the companies that I've created. I will share also the website maybe at the end of the interview, so that you guys may be able to visit yourselves what we have realized. And we have a lot of orders on the list, so much to do. So that's very good for us. Even though we've been touched by the COVID-19, I think everybody in the world has been touched by that. But at the same time, it was a period for us to reconsider the way of doing business, maybe change some concepts. Also, we were working on getting more funds, because we want to expand on the whole country. Right now, we are delivering only in Kinshasa, the capital, which is a city of more than 14 million people. But we want to expand the activity, and we want to be able to answer the needs answer the needs, to meet the needs, but also to be able to deliver, to provide to the demand of the country. You know, right now I'm in Katanga, and I can tell you right now there's so much opportunities for the Bucks, you know, to create mining camps, to create camps even for all the road works. People needs to, you know, you have so much people to feed, but they need to find a place to sleep and everything. So those containers would be just magical for them. So as I said, there's so much opportunities for the Bucks. So that period helped us to reconsider, and also to have a clearer vision of where we want to go. So that's how we did a business plan, and right now we are in process of getting funds from a national organization which is called FPI, Fonds de Promotion de l'Industrie. So it's actually like a funds that promotes the industry, right? That promote the industry in the country, and you can get some funds from them in order to boost your activity, to expand your activity, to extend your activity, but also even to create your activities. And they are encouraging all these endeavors that you know, that is part of the industry, that is some kind of transformation, right? That's some kind of transformation, and that would be able to sorry, to employ other people as well, to create employment, you know, to create employment, to move the economy, to move the industry, and maybe a specific sector. In our case, it would be the real estate sectors. The real estate sector would be boosted. They think that it can be boosted by our activities. So that's why we get it funds. So then we can be much bigger and much able to provide to any demand. What else can I say? I don't want to take too much time, but also I have I like doing business. So I have a master distributorship agreement with a company that I would not say the name because I'm not sure that I have the authorization. But what I do is that I provide. It's a drink. It's a drink with different flavors. I think there are almost 17 flavors, and that's what I do. Also, I sell them in the country. I sell them in Kinshasa, in Goma as well. Right now, as I'm in Katanga, I'm trying to find out if there is there is space for that. So I keep looking at opportunities. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. I just keep looking to new opportunities, because the country needs people that can thrive, you know, can strive and work towards the development of the country. I know that in a country you have the government, which has the main role, the main obligation to develop the country. But I think that right now we have reached a point that we need to also focus on the private sector, and that the private sector can be actually a real solution, a real and concrete solution for the development of the country. And in our case, DR Congo, you have so much and so many Congolese people in the world. So I'm talking now about the diaspora. The diaspora can be also a real help. Not that because they come from outside, but also because the education and the vision, the concepts that they've practiced in their respective countries can be a real help for the country. Because right now, as I said, the private sector would be a real solution, but also we need to change the concept. You know, as I mentioned, the COVID-19 allowed us to reconsider the system, to reconceptualize things, to change the vision. You know, I'm a Christian, so I do believe in God, and I know that there's no coincidence. You know, there's no coincidence. There's no such thing as coincidence. So I think that period was very useful for us to, I think, meditate in a kind of way. But as I said, reconceptualize, reconsider, maybe change the ways. just change the ways. Maybe there's different ways, and we've had almost 4 months to think about this. So
Yes.
so I think we should combine. We should combine our ideas. We should combine our concepts. We should combine our strength, our qualities and everything. So yeah. So
I'll
that's
come to
that.
that, and I definitely want to ask you and want to talk more about the COVID-19, how that has impacted and how you have evolved. So I'll come to that question, but I think it has been a great journey. Studied from London and then coming back to DRC and getting involved into so many different projects and working for so many different industries. I think it must be keeping you a lot busier. And considering that, I would like to move on to the next question. And we want to talk about the COVID-19 a little bit more. So how COVID-19 has impacted your business and how you have evolved during these times.
Well, that period wasn't easy. Wasn't easy at all. It wasn't easy at all because we started projects, from 1st of January 2020. We started project that stopped just, without further notice, right? That's just stopped in March. I think it was in March, I believe in March or April, but it's just stopped. So of course, it can be considered as a crisis, and it was, and so many people lost money, a lot of money, but also lost their businesses. So it was pretty much hard for the country because I will talk about myself, about how I lived it in the country. I live in DRC, and DRC people live on a day-to-day basis, right? So once you decide to put confinement, you need to realize that you are putting millions of people without any business, but without any way to get, at least $1 to get food, $1 to dress their children, $1 to pay the scholarship for their children, right? So it was a bit difficult. But as I mentioned, I'm a Christian, and I took the time to meditate. I took a lot of time to meditate, but also to see where is this going, right? Where is this going? Because some people said, yeah, all right, we have the COVID period, and after that we just get back to normal. But I don't believe in that. I don't think that the getting back to normal longer exists. I think now we've come across a very difficult time, a very difficult period, and nothing will be as before ever. So I think now we, as I said, we need to change vision, and we need to prevent that things like the COVID, that confinement and everything. We need to prevent it from happening again. So that's why from my perspective, the getting back to normal doesn't exist. Just doesn't exist for me. And it was very difficult because, as you know, I'm a consultant. So if I don't work, I don't get paid, right? So with the COVID, all the investors don't come anymore to the country, right? They don't come they want to suspend the activities, to suspend the investment. So it was hard in a way. At first it was hard, but also it pushed me to change the way of getting money. Because I have two children, I have a family, right? I have a family, and I need to take care of them, no matter what. So I would use the pragmatic, right? The pragmatic vision is that I had to find other ways. So I pushed myself to find other clients, maybe because most of my clients were internationals, right? I didn't have so many locals, I would say, so to speak, to as clients. So I just pushed myself to find other clients, maybe local clients. And also, I didn't mention that before, but I have a company that just does translation, English translation and French translation. I have the certification, so I'm a certified translator. I'm a sworn translator to the High Court of Kinshasa, which means that I am able to certify official documents. I'm able to represent people at court, for example, as a sworn translator, and so on and so forth. I will give you also the website of that companies afterwards, so then you can even visit yourselves. And then so that's what I did. So I saw that the business consultancy was a bit off for a moment, so I just pushed the other activities that I had. So I just chased new clients, new potential clients for the translations. I chased different companies that might be interested in my services and everything. So I just kept pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. And thank God, I managed to get some funds to take care of my family. Just keep on going. And I use that period as well to conceptualize new businesses, which I just launched after the deconfinement, if I can say. After the deconfinement, I have also an event company with my wife. I would say my wife, and I have a company right now, which is it's called CVH Event. And that company I've created with her, and she's the manager. She's the one handling all the events. She's doing weddings, corporate events, birthdays, private events, you name it. And now after the deconfinement, now it's just exploded. We have so many demands right now, so many demands. As I told you, is that we thought about it before. So while we were confined, we thought about it, and then when it just finished, we were ready. We were ready because we knew exactly where we were going. You understand?
Right.
So that's very strange, because you can say that it was a crisis. It was a very bad period, a very difficult time. But at the same time, we used that period to think about what we will be doing afterwards, right? And then
Absolutely.
as I'm just telling you right now, it's crazy. We have so many demands coming from everywhere for events. Other people wants to have partnership with us, and so on and so forth. So it's difficult for me to say that COVID-19 was just a bad period for me. You understand? It's just it's a mix. It's a real mixture.
Absolutely.
It's a real mixture.
It happens, when we are into our businesses and we are doing our day-to-day job, at times we don't get, often we don't realize that, sometimes you have to give a pause, think about the bigger picture, and then, just maybe redirect things. I think COVID-19 gave that opportunity to a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of businesses. I think technology has kind of also evolved greatly. If I talk about the retail industry, retailers are going towards e-retail segment and e-commerce segment these days, because they know that that's where the business is going to be, and that's what the new normal is. You rightly said. I think the same normal will not be coming back again. And but with our spirit, humans are always known to bounce back strong. And if we all do that together, I'm sure the future is going to be even more flourished and even more better. So
exactly.
I completely agree with your thoughts on this, Jonathan. Moving ahead and going to my third question that talks about retail and e-commerce industry specifically, I would like to know your thoughts, how this is going to look like in the future.
Okay, I would give you two visions. I would use the Western world, if I may say. I would say the Western world, the Western vision, and then the Southern. So I'm talking about Africa. First, the Western world. Definitely, the e-commerce, the e-retail is just the future. I think it's happening right now, so there's no doubt about it. It's just it. I keep receiving now messages from PayPal, Spotify, and all those applications that want to confirm the location, my location. They want to confirm all my banking details. They want to do So now you can feel that they push the technology now. They push the ID technology. They push the KYC system. even further than before, right? So there's no doubt. I think it's the future. I think there's opportunities. There are a lot of opportunities in e-retail and e-commerce and for the Western world, because right now in one click with your phone you can do whatever you want. So that's just no doubt. For the southern part, I would say it's a bit different. Why? People are not used to the virtual world. You understand? So the soft world, they are not really used. I'm talking about Congo, for example. Mobile money works a lot, works very well. M-Pesa, I don't know if you heard about it. M-Pesa, Orange Money, Airtel Money, those is a remittance system that you do through your mobile phone, right? Your mobile device. And it's working. It's working because it's easy. You give money to some operator. He just puts money on any mobile account and everything. So that's something that people understand easily. But then you want to go to people a population. You want to sell products to a population that didn't have any mobile phone back to 20 years ago, right? So what I'm saying is that you have a difference of development, okay? And I think that the whole population is not ready to that whole system, e-commerce and e-retail and everything. You have people that are familiar. They are familiar with that system. Yes, you have. You'll be easily meeting people from the diaspora, or people who are very interested, who are really interested into the IT system and everything, so that they will be able to use it. But if you really do the calculation, if you really do the real mapping of the country, you will see in terms of percentage, you'll see that the percentage is still low. It's still low. I'll give you an example. If you look at the banking rates, okay, the banking rate of the country, you'll see it's underneath, it's under 20 or it's under 20%, even under 15%, I think. I'm not sure, I need to double check, but definitely under 20%. So can you imagine? So that means that even people are still not, they don't trust, they still don't trust the banking system, because the banking system is a kind of soft system as well, because you will do your transfer through, you can do your transfer, your payments and everything through your phone or through your computer, your laptop and everything. But people still don't trust. I can tell when I have my local clients, they never do a transfer, banking transfer, never. What they do, they will call me, they will say, they will try to locate me. Where are you? Okay, so I'm coming to give you cash. I said, no, you can use, you can just use the banking details. You use my banking details, you do the transfer. No. They would say, no, I want to see you, I will give you the cash. You understand? So that's what I'm trying to explain, is that you have different levels of understanding and of trust, on the IT system, on the e-system, if I may say. Okay, so I wouldn't say that right now is something that is working very well in my country. It's working, but if you look at the rates, it's not sufficient right now. So right now we are still, we want to touch things.
Yeah.
So that's my point. If I have a lot of friends, I have a lot of friends who created, e-applications, e-commerce websites, and I wouldn't say that they're doing bad, but they're not doing good at the same time, right? If they were, because they were thinking, they based the IDs on just, they made the simple calculation. Let's say, okay, the capital, Kinshasa, you have 14 million people, right? Okay, so that means at least if I can touch at least 1%, 1 or 2% of the population, I'm good. But even that 1 or 2% is very difficult to reach, you understand? Because you won't find that many people who are familiar to use, the e-system, that will use their cards to do the payments and all of that. They prefer to go to the agency. Even to buy a ticket, a flight ticket, they would go straight to the travel agency. They wouldn't use, all these applications that you have on your phone for buying a ticket. No, they would go straight to the travel agency and they would give the cash to get the ticket. You understand? You understand how it works?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, I understand. I think we all have seen that era somewhere, maybe 10, 20 years back in all of these countries. I mean, even if I talk about the Western world, I think they have been through the same thing maybe 50 years back. But
Yeah.
that's where the lag is. I believe that's where the lag is. So maybe in the future we will definitely be going towards technology. We will be using all of these things, but it is going to take time. All right, moving ahead, and I would like to talk about entrepreneurship a little bit now. So, what do you think? How would be the interest of entrepreneurship for country development?
And what do you mean? Can you explain, please?
Sure. How would be the interest of entrepreneurship will help countries develop?
Okay, yeah, the private sector. Okay, so that's how I call it. The private sector is a real solution for me for the development of the country. But at the same time, we know in order for the entrepreneurship to develop, we need funds, we need money. All the companies that I mentioned, they were all funded by private money. Understand? Private owned money, personal money, and it's very hard. It's very hard because when you don't get clients, it's very hard to manage. It's very difficult. So right now, what we would need now, we would need institutions such as I said, Fonds de Promotion de l'Industrie. This one, we need this kind of institutions, so then we can be able to develop the activities to a certain level. Right now, since we have funds issues, we are stopped. We are stopped to a level which is not equivalent to what can be done. You understand? To what can be done. So we need also funds. We need to have banks that trust us, that would invest in us. We need other funds that would invest in our activities, that would invest in our vision. That's something that's a must. So the entrepreneurship is good, is very good, because we come up with different ideas, we come up with different concepts, we come up with different solutions, right? But at the same time, we need money in order for us to have a solid business, a business that will last. Because the real problem also is that since we don't have enough money, when you start your business, you also have, sometimes, unless you are a lucky guy, but you always have a period of it's very calm, because the activity needs to get matured a little bit, right? And that period, you need a cash flow. And the real problem is that sometimes we lack the cash flow. That specific cash flow. And that's why we would need, as I said, institutions like financial institutions like banks and investment funds and all of that, in order to boost us and to help us to get to be solid and to last much longer than what we've been doing for the past years, right? And entrepreneurship is, for me, is no doubt, it's just is the future. It's the future. You will see in the I give it 5 to 10 years. You'll see how so many companies created in the country. You see how many companies created in the continent, in the African continent, and you'll see that we are a solution and we are an alternative to the national and the government, I would say, initiatives and government endeavors and all of that. So I just want to clarify that I'm not criticizing the government. That's not what I'm doing. But what I've noticed, I've been working in DRC for now almost 7 years, and I've noticed that the government has reached its limits, right? It's reached just its limits, and that's not a bad point. You understand? That's not a bad point. It's just a real. It's just the truth. And we entrepreneurs, we can combine, we can combine our concept, we can combine our initiatives with the ones with the governments. We can come up with solutions, all right? That's why if you look at Kinshasa, you'll see there's so many conferences, so many seminars, on entrepreneurship, on how the entrepreneurship can help the country, on how the entrepreneurship can bring solutions on the table, and so on and so forth. So that means there is a need. There's a real need, because unfortunately, yeah, our government, has so much to handle that it needs maybe some assistance. You understand? So for me, yeah. So the response would say is definitely the solution, is definitely the future. Yeah, entrepreneurship.
I completely agree with you. And, wherever you go, I'm not just talking about DRC, but wherever you go, you will find that the government, the local governments, has been kind of that support which is needed for the entrepreneurs to come up that curve, that calm curve that you talked about, the maturity of your business idea that needs to take some time. And once that has been matured, then you become, you transfer yourself, or you evolve yourself from a job seeker to a job creator. And once you become a job creator,
Yeah.
you start giving people jobs, and you start hiring people. That kind of helps the economy to get started overall.
Yeah.
Moving ahead to the last question of this session, I would like to know about your thoughts on the reboot the economy, because we have seen that the economy has been kind of almost shut down, or has been almost stopped during the COVID-19. So what are your thoughts to reboot the economy?
Wow, good question. Okay, let me put it this way. That period showed us that we still need that physical money, in a way. Let me explain. Right now I'm in a mining project. Mining projects is minerals, right? It can be gold, it can be silver, it can be copper, cobalt, lithium, you name it. But that's something you can touch, you can actually have. There is a real value, understand? Right now, I think we need to focus on those goods and products that have real value. All that soft economy, the software and everything is good. It's proven to be working, right? But I think we should now focus on what can be touched and what can be how do you call it? I would say
Something tangible, I believe.
something tangible. Yes, I think that's the term I was looking for. So it's something tangible. So that's how we can reboot also the economy. That's one aspect. Also, I think now we've all seen the reactions of the countries, of the different reactions of the countries towards one same problem, but you could see the difference of reactions, the different of actions and everything. So I think right now we should also change the agreements, change the economic agreements that we have between countries and between nations and between economies and all of that. I think we need to rethink now. Also, we need to see who can be able to invest also. So as I mentioned, I talked about tangible goods, tangible economy. But for example, for instance, here in DRC, we don't have enough funds to boost the economy. But if you look at other countries, I won't name them, but if you look at other countries that might have that kind of money, so that's what I'm saying. I'm saying right now, we need to think about tangible products, tangible economy. So if you have the money to invest in tangible economy, do it. If you have the money to invest in minerals, in oil and gas, in water, in energy, if you have, do it. For me, it's just the solution for me, because once we can face another crisis, as COVID, but we'll have the tangible products, the tangible economy. It would be the tangible money. We won't be speculating anymore. You understand?
Right.
We won't be speculating, because that's the issue. What, you know, that confinement, why people were doing those demonstrations on the streets, because why people were screaming, why people were claiming, you know, why, because they didn't have money, you know, especially those people who work on a daily basis, you know, they have income on, they have daily incomes, right? Especially those kind of people. It's because we didn't have solid economy. That's my view. That's my perspective. I think that it was just kind of illusions, if I may say. So right now we need to get back to the basics, to the tangible economy, to tangible products. That's my vision. If you want to reboot the economy, if you have that kind of money, you need to invest in the tangible economy.
That's right. And considering the current situations in DRC, and if I talk about the African region, I think it will help because right now we're not really relying upon the soft world or the e-economy very much. So as of now, we are in a situation when we depend on the solid economy more. And that's where you need the tangible products and that economy, and you need that cash in your pocket in order to kind of survive those difficult times.
Right.
And you rightly said, I mean, this is maybe COVID today, but it can be anything tomorrow, and we have to be prepared for that right now.
Yeah.
All right, so with this, we come to the end of this session. Thank you so much, Jonathan, for sharing such great insights with us.
Thank you.
We look forward to having a chat with you again in the future on some other trending topics in the international retail industry. For our viewers, if you like this interview and want to have more coming from industry leaders, please like, share, and subscribe to ClickAway Creators YouTube channel. This is Vinay for iRedCon.